BYU is absolutely driving me insane after this past Saturday game. I just can't believe that they lost to Kansas. I'm going to voice my opinion in this video. There's three main things I'm going to talk about, so let's get right into it. All right, first of all, I just want to say that the defense actually played really well in this game. I would say it was one of their best games that they've done so far this year, and they've proved it in almost every game that they can stop teams that have really good players that are playmakers on the other side. Now, it's just so frustrating because when you look at the statistics, BYU's defense technically only allowed 10 points. That one last touchdown they got was off that stupid pooch punt, and it just drives me crazy that it just happened that way. Like, it was just a lucky kick. It hit the guy's helmet on BYU side, and then Robinson tried to jump on it, but then it popped out, and it was just a mess, and it was just so frustrating. I was at that game watching it, and I just couldn't believe it. I was excited because we finally got a stop. It looked like they were going on fourth down, and I felt good about the defense just stopping them, and then they had to do that, and that's something you don't see a lot in college football, and I understand that they weren't planning on that, and some of the players talked about that, but it's just so frustrating that happened. It seems like BYU this season has always had the ball bounce their way and had those almost lucky plays to get them to a win, but this time the magic ran out and they just could not get it going on offense. Let me know in the comments if you think that the BYU defense has been elite this year. How have they been doing in your opinion? Do you think they're going to keep rolling on like they have been? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. All right, my second point is on the offense. Now, I am tired of Aaron Roderick. After this game, I was just thinking to myself, this is why we lose certain games, is because I feel like he's just not calling the right plays in the right moments. And I feel like he is not utilizing the talent that we have on this offense. It's just frustrating because towards the end of the first half, where BYU was going down the field and it looked like they were going to score a touchdown, they had 50 seconds left, and I can't remember exact yardage, but they were, let's say, 15 yards out, and I'm pretty sure they had at least 2 timeouts left, and it was first down. I really wish that they just ran LJ Martin. LJ Martin has been fantastic this season, and I don't understand why he's not getting more carries. He's a playmaker. He makes things happen, and we were running pretty well in the game, and it just didn't make sense. Like, try and punch the ball into the end zone before you're just passing on first down. I understand you're trying to get a score before the halftime comes up, but you had 2 timeouts at least, and they could have had 3. I can't remember exactly, but they at least had 2, and it was just like you had plenty of time. Call the right play, run the ball. It was working, and then it's just so frustrating that Aaron Roderick keeps calling that stupid fade in the end zone. This was the second turnover that BYU has had because of the fade in the end zone. Now, Aaron Roderick this week talked about how that play usually works, and they've gotten like 10 or 15 touchdowns out of it in the past couple of years with their players like Isaac Rex when he was the tight end the past couple of years. But like, it just doesn't work right now, and you've got to switch it up. You got to run the ball. I just don't know why he's putting Jake Retzloff in situations like that when it's proven that he's not great at those certain situations. And it was just a poor placed ball, and we're going to talk about that in the next point. But let me know down in the comments if you think that Aaron Roderick needs to go, or is there other issues with BYU's offense? Also, guys, before I forget, please subscribe. Please follow this channel. I want to build this thing into a fun community where we can just talk football and all things football. It doesn't even have to be college football. Like, I just want to build a community where we can have conversations and have a good time. So please drop a like, subscribe, and let's get on to the next point. All right, point number 3. I'm just going to talk about my frustrations with Jake Retzloff. I understand he's playing well. We're only 9-1. And you might say, Mitchell, calm down. We're 9-1. We still have everything in front of us. But I feel like the past 2 games, like in the Utah game and in this game, his throws seem like they've been off. There was that one pass, I can't remember exactly when it was in the game, where Darius Lassiter had a huge leap on one of the corners, and it was definitely going to be a touchdown, and he just overthrew it. I just felt like recently he is not getting the ball to the receivers, but when he does, the receivers are dropping a ball. Darius Lassiter is driving me crazy because he's a playmaker, but he also is a liability at times, and it's so frustrating because it seems like they just can't click, and when they don't, they really struggle on offense. And I also think that Jake has to realize he's got to put the ball in places where only his receiver can catch the ball. And if he can't, at least it goes out of bounds. Like that one interception in the end zone before halftime, he just should have thrown it toward the back corner. Give your guy a shot at catching it. If he can't, great, because now the defender can't get the ball. And he just threw it poorly. They said after the game, after they lost, that, and there was quite a few players like Chase Roberts and Jake Retzloff, they said that their practice this past week was just not clicking in all cylinders, and they had a hard time in the past week. And it's just frustrating to hear that. Like, BYU is so close to becoming undefeated this year. They had everything going for them, and this game just makes me so frustrated because we should have won this game. Everything on paper says we should have won this game. When you watch the game, you know we should have won this game. Like, I can't say it enough. It was just so frustrating. Like, I had to just take a break from all the BYU news and stuff because I was just so frustrated with how they played in this game, because I wasn't even mad that Kansas necessarily beat us. I was just so mad that BYU beat themselves, if that makes sense. Let me know if you think the same thing. Did you have the same feelings after the game? I just don't know what to think for this upcoming game against Arizona State. I'm really hoping they flip it around. Hopefully this loss kicks them in the butt and gets them motivated to win, because if they lose this, I am going to be livid, because this whole season you've been undefeated, and then you just freaking crumble right at the end and lose everything through your fingertips when you had it all. It's going to be probably the most disappointing season that I've ever witnessed in my life. Maybe I'm just too dramatic, but let me know what you think, and we'll see what happens against Arizona State. You can drop down your predictions with who you think is going to win that game. Do you think BYU is going to pull it out? But let me know, and we'll see you guys next time.